So, word on the street is Last Jedi is coming out. Well, technically it's started right now, but the early screenings have already, you know, been done in LA. Members of the press were invited to see the world premiere of Star Wars The Last Jedi, and the early reactions are in, and what a shock, they're all positive because people have no backbone or objectivity when it comes to certain things. And that's one of the biggest problems with modern critics is that just because you love something, they're afraid to speak their mind and actually tear something apart, even when it deserves it. Listen to those Clubs from Collider video, and like they act like freaking company drones. Like no matter what Disney does, they're always like, up, we gotta stay positive. Up, it's still a Star Wars movie. Up. Yep, they didn't totally rehash Episode 4 with Episode 7. It totally wasn't the same exact story. It totally didn't have another Death Star and another trench run and another droid going to the rebel base and another sand planet, another snow planet, another forest planet. We totally didn't have any of that. We totally didn't have a guy in a black mask interrogating someone from a village, taking him to their ship and throwing him into a cell, having that person be rescued by someone in a stormtrooper outfit, having the person try to escape the ship, crash land on a sand planet, blast off in a Millennium Falcon with a native from the planet. No, that totally wasn't in Episode 7, right? That's what you're telling me? Idiots. I'm like, first thing I did, I think it was Tuesday, was I looked at some of the screenings, the early reactions, and I can't believe what I'm reading sometimes. One idiot actually compared this film to Rogue Zero, that piece of crap prequel from, I think it was last year. I don't even remember because it sucked so bad. Just pretending it doesn't exist because it really doesn't. It doesn't need to, was the point I'm trying to make. The key words people seem to use are the words different and surprising and shocking. This is the best one ever. Kyo said it about Force Awakens and Rogue Zero, and they both stink. So that's definitely not true. It's the best one since Empire. Yeah, okay. The characters are definitely not cannot be compared to the characters in Empire Strikes Back or any of the original trilogy, for that matter. So nice one, but no, don't think so. So here's one right here. I'm looking at this on comicbook.com. I'm not going to say the names of the people, but look, this one right here. Every single shot serves a purpose, and The Last Jedi is easily the funniest Star Wars film, and that is a fantastic thing. Considering how many people went the prequels for the humor in there, I find it hard to believe. You'll cry and cry about Jar Jar Binks in the freaking prequels for being, a humorous character because Lucas is trying to get more kids involved in the series. Shame on him, right? And this guy is saying it's the funniest Star Wars film. I don't need humor. I don't need too much humor in Star Wars film. I thought there was enough in Reboot Awakens, but Finn especially was kind of comes off as a clown. I'm like, what's wrong with this guy? I get if it's part of his personality, but like it's went a little too Will Smithy for me. So I tone it down. This is why I can't take this character seriously because they're too busy joking around. Exactly why I didn't see Thor 3 or whatever the hell it's called. Because people are like, oh, it's got a lot of humor, but it's still a good film. No, okay. And there was another one. You all have no idea what you're about to see. The saga has truly changed forever. The Last Jedi is incredibly satisfying and hands down Mark Hamill's. Just lost the Just waiting for a second. Best performance of Luke Skywalker. Usually people say it's their best performance, and it usually means the last performance. And that's what scares me the most. And from what I've heard, the spoilers I've read, purposely read because I do not trust Disney at all with anything, especially after the last two pieces of crap they put out. What if half of what I've read is true, I will not be seeing this piece of shit in theaters. However, I probably won't even bother watching on Netflix because I have to pay for Netflix and I do not want to see something that initially pisses me off. And I kept telling people, I'm like, I can't shake this feeling that Mickey Mouse is going to do something stupid to piss me off. And from what I've heard, man, word is going around fast. That's the thing about the internet, circulate around really fast. Before you know it, there won't be anyone sitting in the theater watching this trash. There's another one. I'm impressed with Star Wars Last Jedi. It makes some big, impressive, and surprising moves, but I definitely didn't expect. Getting with that didn't expect stuff. No one's really talking about the story. They're saying, oh, it surprised me and this and that. Yeah, I bet people said that about the Phantom Menace too. It's surprising how boring it is, apparently, right? Here's the thing about the prequels. The prequels were world-building films. There were new ships, there were new planets, there were new characters. This is the same exact thing as the original trilogy. Everything from sand planets to another damn Death Star. It's the same exact thing. There's nothing new. You can sit there all you want and say, oh, well, they had no choice. They had a choice. They chose to be cowards because of a couple of bloggers online crying every 5 minutes because they don't like how young Anakin was told to act, or they don't like Jar Jar Binks, who's just as stupid as the teddy bears in Return of the Jedi. Same gimmick. And if you don't like Jar Jar, you clearly don't like the teddy bears. It's the same fucking gimmick. I mean, like, what's the difference? The Care Bears were taking out Stormtroopers with sticks and rocks, for Pete's sake. Sticks and rocks. And you got Rogue Zero, that blind guy, who clearly should have been a Jedi, taking out Stormtroopers with a freaking stick. A stick. Not even an electric stick like a force pike or anything like from the Old Republic. A stick. Like a piece of wood you pick up on the ground in the backyard or something. A stick. I mean, this is the future of Star Wars. This is exactly what I was talking about like a minute ago. I'm like, I don't like the direction they're going, and I will not support it. I mean, like, if this is true, the roofs full of the red are true. I don't think people are going to be excited for that stupid Han Solo film. And I have no intention of seeing it, because I really don't care about what Disney thinks Han Solo is, because they clearly don't know. They don't know. Once you hire comedy directors to direct a sarcastic person, all bets are off the table. Doesn't matter if you get a different director, you've already messed up. Because that film was almost done. And I would have loved to have seen the reactions of people with that. If that had come out in theaters, and it would have been a laughing stock. It would have been hilarious to see. It would have been hilarious to see Disney get even more hatred than George Lucas got for the prequels. If people didn't start hating on the prequels till all of them were done. Because those same idiots that are crying about them went to see all three of them. They didn't say, oh man, 30 minutes stinks, I'm not going to watch the next one. They watched all three of them. They probably own them all on DVD or tape or whatever. So they're all hypocrites as far as I'm concerned. There's one thing to say you don't like something, and then you go and see it anyway. It's like, well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is? I said I wasn't going to see Thor 3, and I haven't seen it, and I will not see it. I hated the other Thor films, so I wouldn't be missing anything anyway. As far as this, it's not that hard to skip something like Star Wars or something that you like. Just need to have the mental strength to do it. You gotta stay offline. You gotta, train your mind. to say, I will not see this. I will not give Disney the money, my hard-earned money, to see something that's going to piss me off. You just gotta put your foot down. So many critics out there, they're just too afraid to tell Disney that they fricked up, because they did. Disney fricked up the moment they put Death Star 3 in Episode 7. That's just the bottom line. They fricked up already. Then Rogue Zero was just steaming pile of garbage. Like, there's no shame in saying, hey, I hated this particular film that's happened to be in Star Wars universe. It doesn't make you any less of a fan. It just means you don't like this certain thing. You have to criticize things you like because you care and it needs to be better. This is Star Wars. It's supposed to be a soap opera, a family soap opera. This is turning into a freaking, I don't even know. It definitely doesn't feel like Star Wars. I could tell by looking at the trailers. There's just something off about this. So if you don't bring Ryan Johnson on for Sunshine and Rainbows, well, clearly you bring him on to kill off certain characters. Isn't that right? And they got rid of Han. I figured it'd be a matter of time before someone else goes. Although I was hoping it not to be true. Still a chance it could be fake, but I doubt it. It sounds so stupid it has to be true. That's the bottom line. But yeah, I'm gonna put on a video for you guys from World Class Bullshitters. I think you've heard this before. Sit back and listen. This is a doozy.
I'm just going to read this one verbatim, and then I'm going to start talking about my feelings towards this while I show you a host of other screenshots from this guy. This will answer a lot of questions anyone has. Now remember, this isn't me. I have no insider information. I'm just reporting on what I found out there. So if some of this turns out to be fake, blame it upon not this messenger. So, the resistance is blown to...
So, spoilers ahead. If you don't want to know what could be true, don't watch past this point. You've been warned.
The hell at the beginning. There's a plot about tracking to light speed so the resistance will not go into light speed. The entire movie is First Order chasing resistance. Finn are dispatched to find Hal not to track in light speed. Finn and Rose and BB-8 go to casino looking for code crack to get him on board to disable tracking device of First Order. Poe is still a hotshot pilot, goes rogue pilot, and blows up missile air defenses. Leia is pissed at him and demotes him for going rogue. He causes mutiny in towards the end of film, but helps resistance escape the planet. Luke uses his lightsaber in 2 flashback scenes. Rey leaves Luke to go fight Kylo. Humor. Porgs are everywhere. Chewbacca accidentally kills one and almost eats one. 3 porgs show up with sad eyes, and he does not. The battle between Rey and Kylo is not final battle. Kylo kills Snoke. Kylo and Rey team up. Rey does not turn. Rey escapes. Rey lightsaber is destroyed and does not have one at the end. Final battle is between Luke and Kylo, but Luke is still on Ahch-To, projecting his image and never leaves Ahch-To. He has so much force power to project himself, he dies at end. Force drain. Luke does talk to Leia, but it's his projected image. Kylo is super evil at end. Luke should have killed him when he had the chance at Academy, or he would be redeemed in Episode 9. Movie ends with everyone on Falcon reunited. Rey, Leia, Poe, Finn, R2, Chewbacca, BB-8. Resistance is really done. Rey does not have lightsaber at end, but can retrieve Luke's on Ahch-To. Also, movie ends with Leia alive, so 9 should have been her movie, most likely converting Kylo back to the good side. Not sure where they will go with that now. Thought it'd be cool if Luke showed up after Snoke dies and Rey and Kylo team up being the super bad guy, but no, that does not happen. Also, while on Ahch-To, Snoke allows Rey and Kylo to talk through the Force, so you think these two are brother and sister or related, but it turns out not to be true. But it does lead Kylo betraying Snoke and taking control at the end. Rey is the new Jedi, and Kylo is the new Darth Vader bad guy at the end. Also, Rey learns that her parents were junk dealers who left her on Jakku. She is a nobody. Kylo says all these quotes about the past being gone in movie many times. Luke too, I think. So outside of this being poorly written, it raises many, many, many questions for me. So first off, there's a plot point about being tracked through hyperspace. Well, remember the first Star Wars movie when Darth Vader says they just made the jump into hyperspace, and Vader and Tarkin have the discussion about the home beacon aboard their ship, and he's taking an awful risk there, Vader. Well, hey, we ripped off the first Star Wars episode 7, why not do it again? So there's a plot point from the original one. So the next talks about this casino that Rose and Finn go to. Well, this sounds exactly like the plot summary I released months ago, maybe a year ago. So I guess a lot of that stuff, with the exception of the Anakin Force Ghost, is coming true. I don't know, I'll have to go back and look at that. So you get more the hallmark of Disney Star Wars films, which are flashbacks. Remember in the old Star Wars movies, we really didn't have those, or just, I don't know, flat out didn't have those. But now it's a thing. It's a visual shorthand for the stupidity of the new Star Wars movies. So we have to flash back. We can't tell a good, strong narrative that travels forward. So Rey goes to leave Luke and to fight Kylo Ren. So that sounds just like when Luke left Yoda to go fight Darth Vader on Cloud City, except this time Rey loses a lightsaber instead of a hand. So there we go already, with our first taste of modern feminism and entertainment. We can't have any violence towards women. I don't support domestic violence, but in a film, a hero has to go through some trials and tribulations. So if the only thing this girl loses is the lightsaber that she took, that's really not like adversity she's got to overcome. Luke lost a hand. Anakin lost his arm down before he fought Obi-Wan. Those dudes kind of went through some shit, and that was how you parallel the story. But if we're going to parallel the story and cherry pick the safe elements is not to offend the Tumblerinas online, well, you just can't. You either got to go full bore, or you don't do it. You do something completely different. But it's Disney, and they just want money. They don't want entertainment to be good. So the final battle between Luke and Kylo. So it turns out that Luke was a Jedi projection this entire time. I know people are saying, oh, the Force, the Force, the Force. Well, the Force is cool, but this is like a stupid plot point just to try to trick the audience. The whole twist of this movie is that Luke goes off to fight, and he's a fucking projection. That's really lame. That's just like a gotcha moment that no one saw coming, but no one wanted either. I'm not saying people wanted Vader to be Luke's father in 1980. But people don't want Luke to just, like, have sat on a planet the entire time. That sounds like some Matrix level shit right there. So, there we go. There's another franchise Star Wars is now borrowing from. And I know some of the ardent defenders of Disney Star Wars borrowed from Kurosawa films and all kinds of stuff that came before it, Flash Gordon and the like. Yes, it was influenced like that, but it didn't steal. It took thematically from that. Star Wars borrowed thematically the hero's journey. All these great things came together to make Star Wars this universal tale that we're still talking about 40 years later. Now we're sitting at a point where it's like, hey, Matrix came out in 2003. It was 2017, so our core audience wasn't alive back then. 2003 is so old to them that they'll never go back and watch The Matrix. Neo doesn't matter. Maybe Neo's not as good as Luke Skywalker, but at least Neo in the Matrix trilogy maintained their credibility, far better than this new Disney Star Wars franchise. So Luke dies for being drained of the Force. Kinda gay. Luke Skywalker, the greatest Jedi in all of cinema, because there's only like a handful, but the man who epitomized the journey of Star Wars dies because he's out of Force. That is the fucking dumbest thing I've read in a long time. That's like when Padme dies of a broken heart. So Luke dies because he's tapped out of Force energy. So for the first 19 years of his life when he wasn't training in the Force, what the fuck? Where does that come into play? Oh, well, once you become one with the Force, and the Force is one with me, fuck that movie, by the way. We changed the rules to make it appealing to everyone else. Speaking of changing rules, I'm sorry, I'm on a rant. I'm very pissed off. This sounds so bad. If this guy is Rian Johnson is the fucking guy that's gonna start producing the next trilogy, I'm out. I'm fucking out. This movie sounds like a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm still trying to absorb it, but I can't believe what I actually read Tuesday morning. I'm like, you can't be serious. Made people wait. Well, for me, it wasn't 30 years, but for other people, 30 years. For me, I guess counting Revenge of the Sith, I guess it'll be 10 years since A Star Wars film's been out. I'm not really counting Reboot Awakens because it's the same damn thing as the original Star Wars. Not even in a good way, just shinier. So the thing about the original Star Wars is that it feels like a used universe. That's one of the reasons. That's one of the things that make it so good because it feels like it's been played. It's a sandbox. It's been used. That's why the prequels look the way they do because it's the beginning of that saga. It's even more new in Old Republic, but that's a different discussion. But it's supposed to be the Skywalker saga, and honestly, they're really gonna have this thing end with Kylo Ren still being bad and still being alive. First off, but the worst part is, of course, Luke being a projection. Where the hell did that come from? At first, I was mad, and I still am, but now I'm just laughing my ass off because Disney has no idea what they've done. They have no idea what they've done. They've basically flushed the rest of their series down the drain. Now they could have used Luke as a side character for at least a couple more films. I could see them using him for at least 9, 10, 11. If you want to close it off, just push him further to the background and just have him be someone Ray can come to or whoever. I would have preferred Finn, but can come to for advice or whatever. I don't expect Luke to do that much with a lightsaber anymore, but it's really freaking heartbreaking to actually find out this shit is actually true. That's the worst. That's one of the worst parts of this. It's actually true. I was gonna go see this originally. I almost bought a ticket. Then I canceled it because I'm like, you know what? They're probably gonna do something in this to piss me off. They did it in 7 when they killed Han. He's one of my favorite characters in cinema, just in general. Kill off Han. Death Star 3 was ridiculous. It was the stupidest thing ever. Stupidest thing they could have possibly done was do another damn Death Star. Another one. Yeah, because we haven't done that twice already in the original trilogy. No. You gotta copy that too. Disney's just so stupid, man. People need to get with the program and realize just how screwed this franchise really is. Because if you don't wake up now, I don't think you're ever gonna wake up. Because it's in your face, people. It really is. It sounds horrible. I'm not paying attention to the other stuff that this guy read, but the Luke stuff is the stuff that really gets to me. Because Luke's my favorite Star Wars character from the original trilogy. There's from each era I have a favorite character. From the Old Republic, I got Revan, Bastila, and all of them. From the prequel is Anakin and Ahsoka Tano. In the original trilogy, I have Luke and Leia and Han, and the core characters from the saga. And of course Vader. But this sounds ridiculous. Luke just dies from being drained of force energy. It's supposed to be living energy that surrounds us and penetrates us. If he dies from force energy, why isn't anyone else dying from it? Why isn't Leia dying from it? Doesn't make any damn sense. You're basically telling me that everyone waited X amount of years to see Luke Skywalker on the big screen. He says nothing in 7, thanks to Abrams' dumbass. Says nothing in 7, make everybody wait for 8. Another 2 damn years. This into that god-awful freaking prequel of Rogue Zero. Make people wait another damn 2 years for him to pretend to fight as a projection like in something out of freaking Avatar or an X-Men comic. And then have him just die, drop dead. It's retarded. It's freaking retarded. There's no excuse for that. And I could tell after watching the Collider video review with, I'm not going to say their names, it's not important. These 2 dudes And I'm not attacking anyone personally when I say this, but I could tell looking at them in their freaking eyes. They didn't like this. I could just tell looking at them. It's the things people don't say that really add up in the end when you really think about it. This guy was sounding so depressed talking about this film, and then he still gives it a 9 out of 10. I'm like, stop kidding yourself, man. Stop kidding yourself. The way he's talking, no one talks about a film they love like they're talking about an algebra test or something, and then gives it a 9 out of 10. And then says that he had to see the damn thing twice. I liked it a lot more the second time. Yeah. And then some other guy watched. I could tell this guy liked it, but I don't believe any of these people. Like, you guys are either paid to say all this, or you just lack the charisma to actually criticize something properly. Now, granted, these are not spoiler reviews, so that might be why they're holding back. Other than that, I could just tell by looking at them, like, yeah, you guys, it's not there. The excitement wasn't there in the video. And that's what I was looking for. Looking for the excitement. It's not there. And I'll tell you why. It's happening every freaking year. Every freaking year, they're going to release one of these damn films. People don't have time to sit back and absorb the one and, take a freaking break and take a breather and do other things in life before the next one's thrown at you. It's ridiculous. You know, it's not going to be more than what, maybe February or something before they start promoting a stupid, retarded sounding Han Solo film that I will never fucking see. I don't care. I don't care. Like, if they kill Luke Skywalker, there's going to be so many pissed off people. They're not going to be able to sell a Han Solo film. They might as well push it back to whenever or just cancel it flat out because no one's going to freaking care. No one. You don't do that, man. It's one thing for an actress to pass away. Rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. But how are you going to kill Luke Skywalker off? Just like in the most ridiculous sounding way possible. Han went down like a punk, and now Luke goes down like a little bitch, too. Great. And from what I understand, he has no descendants. He has his whiny nephew, but it doesn't really count, does it? No descendants, raised not his kid, apparently. Which is the only thing I would have accepted for him, for her power being explained. Because she's ridiculous as far as a character. She's not even a character at all. That's the part that it's sad. And Disney thinks this is really good. Disney thinks they've created a masterpiece, which is why they've got this Johnson guy on board for 3 films. And this is the problem, man. I said it before. You don't give one director that much power without watching him or her closely with a property like this. You don't do that. The last time it happened, we got the prequels. People don't like the prequels, or so they say. The last time someone had this kind of power to write and direct, we got Phantom Menace, Attack of Clones, and Revenge of the Sith. As much as I like the prequels, it divides people, and this film will divide people. The Luke Skywalker fans out there like myself, I will not see this in theaters at all. I don't care. It's a Star Wars film, you're going to see it. Like, no, I don't. Not after this. This is funny because I haven't even seen the damn thing. It's not even out yet, technically. I guess it is now, but I will not see this. I will not fight you. This is sad. I purposely went looking for spoilers just so I could find out what happens to Luke. Because I said to people that if Luke gets killed, I'm not going. There's no super weapon, I ain't going. If Rey's the Last Jedi, I'm not going. That's like that's 3 points right there. And apparently all of them were checked off. Because I saw on someone else's video that there's another some kind of Super Mega Star Destroyer. What the hell is that? You got the freaking big ass AT-ATs again. Well, you know, AT-ATs marching towards speeders of some kind. It's not a snow planet, but it's the same exact atmosphere, same exact scenario. Rebels on the run, the Empire finds them and attacks them. Wait, don't tell me. Kylo Ren's gonna go down there looking for someone, right? Nope. He's probably gonna go find Luke and Rey and try and kick their asses. And this, I was excited for this, kind of. I was more concerned because I knew they were going to do something stupid. I knew it. And what do you know? All this spoiler stuff is true. So it's not like I'm like, it's true. Everything this guy said in the video is true. And just like he said, I'm done. I am done. I am done. Star Wars is dead to me. It's dead. It's over. It is over, people. Like, good luck selling episode 9 or whatever after this. Good luck. So right now, once enough people spread the word about this ain't gonna make as much money as Reboot Awakens. It's not. Or it'll make a whole bunch at the opening weekend because not everybody's online. People are like, oh, I'm staying offline. Good for them, but I don't trust Disney, and that's exactly why I went looking for spoilers. I don't trust them. I'm sorry, but like after Death Star 3, I just throw my hands up in the air like, what the hell is wrong with you people? You that scared of freaking vloggers online that you have to really go back to of the well of things that have been done already and say this is a new thing? It's the same exact plot line. There's a list, a literal list of similarities people always talk about between 7 and 4. It's the same freaking story. There's no excuse. It's the same story. I'm sick of the Disney era of Star Wars material, which is why I'm getting back into the expanded universe. I'm buying more audiobooks and I'm seeing these movies less. I have the original trilogy, of course, but anything outside of that, anything outside of the expanded universe or the original trilogy or Revenge of the Sith doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned. Attack of 10 Attack of Clones. Attack of 10 Attack of Clones never happened. It's not terrible, but it's forgettable. It's just, it's not a movie I would sit down and watch by choice. That's what I'm saying. Not as bad as people say. Phantom Menace not as bad as people say. I'll watch any of those over Reboot Awakens. At least with Phantom Menace and Qui-Gon was killed, he was killed fighting. Or a Sith. A trained Sith Lord. Or apprentice. He didn't freaking project his damn face or something from a distance like something an avatar of damn X-Men comic. It's retarded. Where's all that crap coming from? It's not in Star Wars. Sure, I don't freaking predict the damn images anywhere. Unless you're a freaking Force Ghost. Where's this bullshit coming from? This is the guy they hired to make this freaking movie. This is what he did. He freaking killed Luke Skywalker. It's like, frick you, Disney. And this shit was going to happen. It was a matter of time. I knew it was going to happen. You could talk to my Val at the drum bucket. I'm like, I keep saying, we know they're going to kill him. I don't think they're actually going to be stupid enough to do it. I figured they'd do it at least at 9 for like the conclusion or whatever. This feels like a freaking finale. We'll stuff here like Ren kills this Snoke thing. If he's the big bad, then what's next? Takes his place, I guess. And then of course Super Rey is the new Jedi, which is retarded because she has no character at all. She has no personality. She's one of the stupidest characters in Star Wars ever freaking made. Just as dumb as that kid from that stupid Rebellion cartoon that I refused to watch. because that show was horrible too. She has no personality. I don't know how she's the main protagonist. You can't have a protagonist that doesn't struggle with anything. The audience won't be able to connect with the person. The first 5 minutes of Empire Strikes Back, Luke gets attacked by that snow monster and dragged away. You don't see him for those 10 minutes. He could have died right there. Then he escapes the cave and he's charging through the snow and he collapses. If I didn't find him, he would have died. Force powers or not, he would have died. That's called suspense. Clearly Disney doesn't know anything about suspense since there isn't any in their damn films. Especially not Rogue Zero. Like, oh, it's such a dark film. It's a war movie. It's not a war movie. In wars, you don't march up to the enemy camp and sneak up on them like you're playing freaking Splinter Cell. From what I can't even remember, because I've only seen the damn thing once and I will never see it again. From what I can remember, they had the space battle or something going on above the Gilligan's Island beach or whatever it's called. And it's not like they brought a large force or whatever. They brought like 3 people with them. You know, taking out these stormtroopers. This place should be crawling with Imperial tanks and freaking walkers and all this other crap. There should be snipers everywhere. Nothing. They just walk up to them and take them out like they're playing freaking Splinter Cell, like a stealth game or something. It's ridiculous. Like, are you serious? Where are the stakes? Where's the suspense? The opening crawl of the original Star Wars says it was a battle that took place. And it felt like more of a skirmish to me. And I'm like, something fishy about this. Because they really kill what's his name. It's over, people. I'm done. I'm done. I said it before that I'm moving on from Star Wars now. I mean it. I'm done. This is the last straw. I am so sick of this agenda that Disney's trying to push on the people. And it's not like these new characters are actually cool. They're not really being into films organically. The audience isn't being allowed to get used to them organically because they're not even using the original characters in the right way. Han wasn't used to his full potential. Luke shows how he isn't used to his full potential because he had an academy and it just blew up for something, which sounds ridiculous. They're basically saying that after all this time, Luke is basically a failure. The whole purpose of Return of the Jedi, test on what you've learned, the last of the Jedi will you be, last of the old, first of the new. It's like an expanding universe. Expanding universe, he becomes a Grand Master, rebuilds the Order, has a son. Han and Leia have 3 kids. One of them dies in the Yuuzhan Vong War. Jason and Zane are the twins. And there's dozens of Jedi in the Expanding Universe. Tons of stories. No one gets freaking killed off like a bunch of pussies. No one gets killed off. I think Chewie dies at some point, but that's later on. You know, like, if Mara Jade existed in this Disney Wars universe and she was killed, okay, I could see her going into exile. But if it's not that, if it's just a stupid nephew, is there any reason why I couldn't just slap him and knock him out or something? Like, why would he run? Why would you run? When Luke Skywalker becomes such a friggin' pussy, he just runs away from stuff when shit gets tough. Did I miss something? Like, when did he become such a pussy? Oh, my nephew was such a crazy psychopath. I better run away like a little freaking girl. When did he become such a freaking pussy, man? This is the same guy that challenged the Emperor in Return of the Jedi and redeemed Anakin Skywalker, almost dying himself. It's the same guy that over 30 years passed. It's enough time to change stuff, you know? Yeah, except it's completely out of character for Luke Skywalker. And I know this character like the back of my hand, and he would never do this, is what I'm saying. So this Johnson guy doesn't know diddly squat about Star Wars. This Kathleen Kennedy chick doesn't know anything about Star Wars. She just knows what French money. It's the same idiot lady that hired comedy directors for the Han Solo film that no one wants, mind you. Nobody gives a damn about the Star Wars story. No one cares. People are going to care even less after the word spreads about this. And believe me, I'm going to spread the word like you wouldn't believe. It's better than having people spend the money and then getting pissed off. I mean, I'm surprised at how many critics out there are just bowing down to the rat, like the freaking emperor, because they're afraid they won't be invited to next year's premiere if they say they don't like the film. Heaven forbid you should not like something, you know? People are ridiculous. Just, it's like, heaven forbid you shouldn't like something. Guess what? I hated Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm a big-ass freaking Spider-Man fan. I hated that film. I'm not going to sit there on live camera and say that I liked the film when I freaking hated it. Now am I? I'm going to speak my freaking mind. That's what critics do. Just put your damn foot down. I don't get paid for this. I just do it for fun. And if I did get paid for it, it wouldn't change. I'm disappointed. That's what I'm disappointed. There's really no words for it. I'm just disappointed. Disappointed. But I'm not surprised.